One man washed away, and reports of serious property damage caused by the battering some areas of Jamaica have been taken from Hurricane Beryl. Thank you so much for joining us. This is All Angles. I'm Dion Jackson Miller. Now, let me just give you a little bit of a heads up. We're going to be getting updates all throughout the program, but I want to ask you to take a special look at our final segment of the program. We're going to be talking to some of the Jamaicans who are out there working while you're at home. All right, really want to touch base and hear what they're going through while they're at work, knowing that their families are at home. So listen out for that. But we start with a report that a young man was washed away in a gully in Trenchtown in Kingston earlier this afternoon. Kirk Wright spoke with an eyewitness.
I was there when he washed away from up the Havana side, the top part of the gully. I was there at that point. But when I went to Rima now, the person from the community said that divers went in after him, but they didn't find him.
Did anyone call the police?
Well, they went to the Trenchtown police station and they said that they're not going to do anything because it's supposed to be under curfew. So he gave away his life, so they're not doing anything. They're not calling any Coast Guard.
So we have with us now Senior Superintendent of Police, Stephanie Lindsay from the Communication Center of the Police Force, SSP. Thank you so much. We appreciate you talking to us.
Good evening, and good evening to your viewers and listeners.
Can I ask you, first of all, if there's any update on that particular situation?
Well, the very last update, as I can in fact confirm that a young man, he's 26 years old. We have an identity, but we're not disclosing it just yet. But we understand from the commanding officer for Kingston Western Division that a group of young men were at the mini stadium at Coliseum Drive playing football when the ball went out, and this young man went in search of the ball and was swept away by floodwaters. Subsequent to that, we know a team was called in comprising members of the fire department, as a 1x12, as also members of the JDF and the JCF who searched the area. However, they had to abandon the search because of visibility, so he's still not found.
You know, the eyewitness, so that search, we assume, would pick up tomorrow, is that it?
Certainly, that's the plan, to start tomorrow at daybreak.
The eyewitness that Kirk spoke to SSP said that when it was reported to the police, they said, you're supposed to be under a curfew, so they're not doing anything. Surely that cannot have been the response of the police.
No, that would have not been the expected response. And it would have been unfortunate if that was actually said to her. However, we know that the action that followed, the police did in fact call in all the support services to do the search, etc. But I just want to emphasize that in speaking with the commanding officer, he reported that all day it has been a cat and mouse situation with the police trying to get persons to come off the street and to go at their homes. They were out doing partying, all manner of things, playing this cat and mouse game instead of being locked inside. So it's something that we have been appealing to persons all day, that it is very important for them to remain indoors during the period of the curfew. And a big part of it was to ensure that persons were safe. But that certainly is not the response that we would have expected from the police.
And just to set our viewers, what you're seeing there is some footage that was collected today, in fact, of community members interacting with a police vehicle. SSP, I don't know if you have any information on an incident that we're hearing took place in Hanover. Is that something that's come to your attention?
Which of them?
We had heard an incident involving a woman. That I don't have any further information at this point. I was just wondering if you had been alerted as to anything untoward that happened in Hanover involving either injury or possibly worse.
All right, so we have another confirmed death of a female, a 26-year-old female. This happened in Green Island, where we understand a tree fell on her and she was assisted to the hospital, but she died. So that's another death confirmed out of the as a result of this Hurricane Beryl.
I realize information is still coming in, but when you said tree fell on her, do you yet have any indication whether she was at home or out in the open?
I understand that she was at home. Apparently, she went outside and the tree fell on her. She sustained some injuries and died as a result. So we are getting some more information on that. We understand that she's a 26-year-old female as well, and she's another unfortunate situation. But we are still getting more information to get pertaining to that incident.
All right, going to leave it there. Thank you so much, SSP. Appreciate your time. All right. So now one of the parishes that we have been hearing has been taking a serious battering from Hurricane Beryl is Clarendon, and in particular the southern sections of Clarendon. Now our producer Giovanni Dennis spoke earlier this afternoon with a resident of Mitchelltown, which we hear has been hard hit.
This is Mitchelltown in Clarendon. Scenes like this one are widespread in the district now. Steve Taylor lives there.
The whole place mash up. Everywhere mash up. Every tree root out. Every house stop lift off. Me just look through my window and see Algo's house over there so drop down. See me I said, nah man, the whole I tree them on the side of me there so lift out. So right now me there up on my veranda. Me never can go too far, you see it, but I tell you youth, the place mash up man. Mitchelltown, Clarendon man, mash up.
We've been speaking with other residents who are talking to each other by phone because no one can leave where they are. Dolores Brown.
Feel like both house me live in, I blow off, yeah, my slow kitchen down. You understand one of some, but there know a lot of trees like you will Jacqueline them plant them like them banana trees and there's a whole of trees. Just a tear down all that makes our light post of a scheme. Broke and drop and catch a fire. But me not sick and me can't come out the wind too bad. Nobody can do no video of the inside then they give information.
The community is without electricity, running water and the internet. Other low-lying communities in Clarendon like Rocky Point and Portland Cottage are said to be severely impacted as well. Giovanni Dennis for All Angles.
We're joined online now by the Council for the Rocky Point Division in Clarendon, Winston Maraj. Mr. Maraj, appreciate you talking to us. Thank you so much. Do you have any information at this point from Mitchelltown? If you're speaking to us, you're on mute, sir.
Yes, I spoke to a few residents from Mitchelltown. That's the only community now where I can get people on the phone. The entire phone system is down in the Beer area, as well as the electricity, so you'll understand. Yes, and the situation is just as what Giovanni said there a while ago. They have a lot of houses losing their roofs. They have debris thrown all over the streets, the roads. Electricity lies down. And overall, it's a disaster. And it's a similar situation in Rocky Point, Portland Cottage, and the entire Rocky Point division, if I might say so.
Can you give us a little bit more information in terms of Rocky Point and Portland Cottage?
Yeah, well, you know, those two areas are prone to the storm surges and stuff. So that happened. And from what I'm saying, because what happened, I was in touch with all of these people until about 3 o'clock, the phones went down. So what I'm depending on now is 1 or 2 persons can get a call out and so on.
Understood. So, but can you just tell us a little bit more in terms of specifically what you were hearing up to the point when the phones went?
I'm hearing that we have a lot of roofs gone, that the houses, small houses, blown down. Up to that time, we had about 70 people in the shelter at Rocky Point. We had 69 in the shelter at Portland Cottage. And then the roof of the Portland Cottage Primary School went. So they had to see somewhere else to put the people who were in the shelter. And then the phone lines went down.
Have you had any indication as to whether there's been any issue with storm surge?
No, I'm not getting that information from them. But you know, I put them on alert. I told them that it was going to happen based on previous experiences, you know, with the other hurricane, and how we were located and where the Beryl was expected to pass. And then right now, it's raining cats and dogs, so we expect some flooding again tonight. And so I won't be able to get into the area until tomorrow morning.
Okay. And in terms of the flooding, which are the communities you're most concerned about there?
Right now, we are expecting flooding. Well, Mitchell down to a lesser extent because we did clean some drains over there. And not all the drains were cleaned in Rocky Point, we did some, and Woodland Cottage. So we'll be getting some flooding, mostly on the road. Woodland Cottage, we have some very low-lying homes. We know those areas, that area they call Baldwin Cottage, that those areas will be flooded as well.
You mentioned that a school had lost its roof, and this was a school that had been designated as a shelter?
Yes.
Right, and you said somewhere had to be found. Did you get any update on the people who had been moved and if everything is fine there?
Not as yet, because I know I spoke to the shelter manager and she said, well, we'll have to find somewhere, we'll have to find a house or somewhere to put these people. And then after that, the phone line went down. Okay,
so what's your priority first thing in the morning, Councillor?
We'll be going into the area. I spoke to the Member of Parliament, Charles Jr., and we're going to move early, and we're going to be in the area doing an assessment along with the disaster coordinator, the team from the Municipal Corporation, and from MLSS and all the other agencies that are involved.
All right, we'll certainly be keeping in touch to find out exactly what's happening and what you find out when you're going. Thanks so much for your time, Councillor. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Councillor Winston Mirage there. He's a councillor for the Rocky Point Division in Clarendon, getting reports of serious damage in that parish as a result of Hurricane Beryl. Let's take the break. We'll soon come.